It's been 3 years since the PS5 has been released, so I thought why not make a video about how well it's been doing so far and whether or not it's worth it. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. The most important thing is definitely the game catalog, and Sony has offered a decent amount of first party games so far. You have Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo, Ratchet & Clank, Returnal, and Horizon Forbidden West. The output is already better than the first 3 years of the PS4, which is nice to see. The exclusives are also selling quite well, which has resulted in 40 million PS5s being sold, and I think not releasing their games on PC day one has contributed to this. I think Sony has found the perfect strategy for themselves where they can capitalize on their console players for the first year or so, and then make additional money on the PC release. The problem with their current first party lineup though is that its variety isn't the best. It's mostly third-person single-player action-adventure games. Sony has taken this into account, which is why they have announced tons of live service multiplayer games that will come in the future. Unfortunately, most of these games have recently been delayed, which means it's going to be quite a while before we see these games. Because of this, 2024 has zero first-party games from PlayStation, so it's second-party games like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Rise of the Ronin that will have to do the work for them. I think this is kind of a bummer because we should have at least a few first party games a year. This year they were already pushing it with only releasing Spider-Man, but besides that Sony still has tons of second party support alongside some established first party games that have been released over the past 3 years to keep most people satisfied. They have also a decent library of PS4 games that can be played due to backwards compatibility. Most of them run quite smoothly and have some performance upgrades that make the upgrade from PS4 to PS5 feel quite worth it. It's only the next few years that look a bit worrying because there is no proper roadmap yet, at least for their first party games. Besides that, they also have the PS Plus subscription service that will allow access to tons of games for a decent price. If you ever plan on getting a PS5, I would recommend investing into the PS Plus Extra tier because along with getting 3 free games a month, you get access to a decent catalogue of games such as Spider-Man Miles Morales, Dragon's Dogma, tons of Assassin's Creed games, and many more. The premium tier is just not worth it because you can only stream the PS3 games they offer and not play natively. On top of that, it is not available in certain regions. The Classics catalog that they offer is also not packed with enough games to justify getting this tier, which is why I believe the Extra tier is the best one. Even though it's a decent service, I don't like how they recently had a price increase and did not add any new benefits. On top of that, it's now the same price as Xbox Game Pass, and its value is not equal because unlike Sony, Xbox offers their first party games day one on that service. It also has more games when compared to PS Plus. So yeah, I hope Sony manages to increase the value of their service because I don't think it's fair to price it at the same price of a better service. Despite these problems though, I still think it's worth it at the Extra tier because you get access to tons of games at an affordable rate. I just hope they manage to increase its value because they just recently increased the price. I understand that they have a limit though, because there's no way they can put their first party games on this service day one because they want to make maximum profit to support their big budget games. Sony also doesn't have pockets as deep as Microsoft, so they can't do this yet. I just want there to be like another additional benefit, maybe more games or something, or maybe step up on the Classics catalog. So is the PS5 worth it? In my opinion at least, I think it is. There is a decent library of first party games that can only be played on the PS5 at this moment, and if those games aren't your cup of tea, there are tons of other games available on their subscription service that is worth the price. I know some people will question the PS5's purpose since the games will eventually come to PC, but it's a much more affordable way to experience these games as the PS5 is much cheaper than a PC. You also get to experience these games as early as possible, so that's a nice benefit. The thing that is lacking about the PS5 right now though is that their first party lineup is not diverse enough, but at least they are trying to fix it. The problem is that those games are quite far away, which has made the roadmap of future PS5 first party exclusives for 2024 look quite non-existent. At least there are some big second party games coming to PS5 next year, such as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Rise of the Ronin. Despite its problems, the PS5 still has some decent exclusives along with a good subscription service, which makes this console an affordable and worthwhile investment. It's especially worth it if you are upgrading from a PS4 since those games will carry over and you will have a performance boost. So yeah, that's what I think about the PS5 after 3 years. I think it's a worthwhile console that mostly delivered for the past 3 years despite its setbacks. But what is your opinion on the PS5 so far? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't worry, I will be doing one for Xbox soon. With that being said, this has been 2367 Ruben signing out.